Hi, and welcome to a special edition of We Pick Your President, Manchester Famous edition. Today we are getting serious because that's the type of show this is. That's why it's called a special. John Hopwood gave us the reins here, which we appreciate. Thank God his back hurts again, because otherwise we wouldn't get to be doing this. So big shout out to John's back. We have Kyle Clayton with me on my right.
Hi, I'm Kyle Clayton from, that's not the show we're doing. It's Manchester Infamous. We were told that, but it's fine.
Special edition.
Special edition.
Right.
Oh my God, holographic? Yeah, it's gonna be a huge deal. Huge deal.
Your name is Faith, correct?
Yes. Faith.
So today we have a beautiful guest, besides Kyle. Faith, why don't you introduce it?
Hi, this is John Hopwood. I was told about Faith Mandravelis by Gracie Gatto, who has been on WPYP in the past, talking about the dysfunctions in the family court system here in New Hampshire. Faith has been staging a protest at the family courthouse in Nashua. These are her own words. Our judge was presented with lies and fabricated stories that were admitted to him. Contradictory ex partes have been filed that if one is true, the other couldn't be. Without proof or facts, in an instant, had my children taken from me and put into the hands of someone who has been trying to force me out of their lives for years. Presented with facts and legitimate concerns, our judge is sleeping on my family's case. Keeping my children from me and the home that I'm being accused is unfit for children. 3 months of this joke is far too long. If we know the system is broke, why do we continue? How do we hold these judges, these people that promise to protect us, accountable? Who do you turn to for help against the oppression of a harmful and abusive authority? I don't know the answer. I don't know how to change the world or protect the families subjected to this tyranny. I don't know how to make my voice be heard or demand a fair ruling. I just hope some ally, some human sees the madness and can help. Faith is a former engineer at BAE Systems, a company that she joined in her senior year in high school, and a former teacher. She was the subject of what she considers a hit piece by an outlet called TB Daily News by someone called Turtle Boy. Now, back to Faith and the boys.
So I'm Faith Ann. I'm from Manchester. I was born in Nashua, but I live in Manchester and have for a few years. I've done quite a lot of things in my 31 years of life. I was an engineer and a teacher, and I quit and taught yoga and then took down trees and bartended, and now I just pretty much make music and do laboring work or art commissions and that type
Nice.
of thing.
Are you an artist?
Yeah.
Nice. I am as well.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I like doing all kinds of stuff. I like paint and wire wrap and all sorts of creative things, sew and crochet and anything really with my hands I like doing.
That's awesome. Me as well. Can't you tell? Actually, these are pretty clean right now.
Oh yeah, you're pretty good.
Do you have dirty hands?
Actually, I made a point to clean them out just before I got here. I still have henna from the other day when I was drawing on myself, but
And how do you get your hands clean?
I scrub them the best that I can.
Do you use hand sanitizer? 'Cause
No.
James Chase says he uses hand sanitizer.
No, I don't use hand sanitizer. I just use soap and water.
Soap and water. Okay.
I don't like how makes my hands feel like.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of cleaning myself either. But let's get down to it. Like, what's going on?
So, like I mentioned, I was an engineer for years, and
Me too, actually. You guys are artists, but I was an engineer as well.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah.
Mine, I was a mechanical engineer. My degree is mechanical engineering, and I went to school full time while I was working full time, and I had my oldest daughter when I was 17, and so it was like kind of a struggle. I wasn't sure if I was gonna.
But it's fun though, right?
Yeah, it's fun. It was
Yeah, of
cool.
course.
Now that she turned 14, we get asked if we're sisters quite a bit. But I finished up high school, even though I had her while I was in high school, and then I went to UMass Lowell, and then was a technician while I was getting my degree, and then engineer. But the whole time, I had a really rough childhood, and before I kind of like healed a lot of parts in myself. I was definitely craving a negative type of male attention, and
Welcome to the show.
yeah, so what do they call those, daddy problems? Yeah, that's like me. So you chase after those until you learn better. And when I got pregnant with my daughter when I was 16, I was super scared. I'd already had a miscarriage, and my kid's father told me he was going to kill himself, and then I was so scared to have another miscarriage, and I was like, I may as well just kill myself. We'll just end all this stuff. So attempted it when I was younger, because I thought I was going to lose the baby anyways, and that was so hard. And then nothing happened. Here I am. So didn't use any other of those types of drugs, any of that type of stuff, since we both survived. I was like, well, I'm going to be a mom. This is how it goes. So my whole life has pretty much changed since I had my daughter. She really grew me up, and the whole time it's been really rough with my kid's father. He was abusive emotionally and physically, and he had been arrested a bunch for domestic type issues involving myself. And you love them, you want them to get better and stuff. But I carried this relationship on, and then had my son 3 years later, who was like an emergency situation. Emergency C-section, was like 3 months early, all that stuff. But I was in college when my son was born, and I've rearranged my whole life so that I can care for these kids.
Right.
And
So you would say that they raised you as much as you raised them?
oh yeah,
Is that
totally.
fair? Okay.
My daughter, it's so wild, like looking back at baby pictures of her, because I'm also like a baby. I'm like 17, and the kids I taught in high school were that age, and you're thinking like, wow, I thought I was so grown up back then, and you're not.
You thought you knew
grown
everything
up.
in the world.
Right.
Absolutely. And spoiler, nobody knows anything,
No,
so it's fine. Like just how we know how to do a TV show. We're just
it's all
pretending.
pretend.
It's-
Yeah.
So I just had a little baby girl.
Oh
She's
my
6
goodness.
months old, and they say it goes by really quick. It's hard to even imagine that because of all that goes into being a dad. And the thing what I respect out of you right now is you do you feel like, hey, it's time to talk about this. It's time to talk about, like, the candidness. You said you tried to end your life when you were pregnant because you thought it's not going to happen anyway.
Yeah.
But as it started going to full term,
Yeah.
you started realizing, this is happening.
Yeah.
And there's probably a lot of girls out there right now that when you're 17, you're still a kid yourself.
Mhm.
So to think about you talking about it, you're probably helping a lot of people out.
I mean, I hope so, and that's why I felt like I was a great resource as a high school teacher, because I went through like a lot of what those kids are going through when it's hard time. And it was right at the beginning of the pregnancy. It was like first month, second month, or whatever, and you feel so lost. Like my dad hadn't sobered up yet, and my mom had already died, so it was like you feel like you have nowhere to turn, and you just start talking to anybody that'll be, people turn to religion or whatever, just talking to anyone, like, someone please make me feel like
Right.
I'm not alone. And then when you feel like you're alone, you're like, why even bother?
It's good to hear someone talk
Yeah,
about
and
it.
you're not, you're never really alone. It really depends on what you're focusing on. And what I was focusing on was how alone I was. And it's been really hard, being a young mom, and you face a lot of stereotypes, and people want to tell you how to parent and all
they
this
love
stuff.
that, yeah,
They
yeah.
love that, and you just get thick-skinned. You're just like,
So were you using music before that, or?
no. So I didn't even really start playing music until I was teaching, like a couple years ago. I'd been single for a long time, and it took me being single to not have any boyfriend musicians that I thought were better at making music than me, and I didn't feel confident in even trying. And then
Yeah, a lot of guys have that chip on the shoulder. They don't want to be with someone that's better than them too. Like,
yeah, that
for
too.
some reason.
And plus, it was a lot of just my own self-esteem. My kid's father really made a point of putting me down, and continuously, that's why we're here, is he continues to just like find anything or make something up
Okay.
and enlist the help of people. And
So he's the contester pretty much.
yeah.
All right. Well, shame on you, sir.
So is it a guitar? Is that what you brought in here?
Yeah, I brought a guitar over
Okay.
there. Yep.
And do you play lead guitar? Are you singing? Like
I
what's
sing
going
and
on
I
with your
play
band?
guitar, yeah. I
Okay.
do like solo stuff, but I have a band. I brought stickers in my
You're the
business
face.
card, too. Yeah, I'm the Faith Ann. It's the Faith Ann band.
Faith Ann band.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So why does he think he has the right to say that you can't?
He doesn't.
have your children anymore.
Well, so here's the real issue.
When he's been the abuser the whole time.
Yeah, like I have, that's why I was so aggravated, because I've been dealing with this type of like abuse since we were together, like 16. We've not been together for a long time. Like the court stuff is back in 2013 when it all started, and here we are almost 10 years later. And he, people that just don't have happiness or a love for themselves, they try to, since they can't control that part of themselves, they just try to control other people. And he obviously lost control of me when we broke up. I used to work for the government, so I had a clearance and had to, play all Saint Teresa stuff. Yeah, so as soon as I, left having a clearance and stuff, it's like all of a sudden you can do some things, like it's not like you're not so scared about getting whatever, and, you're not even doing anything wrong. You just feel like you're going to, who even knows? You just feel like this weird, like, looming over you. And then when I went and taught for public school, like a high school, you have a little more freedom because there's a teachers union and there's people that are like supporting you and whatever.
Yeah, they got your back.
But what's that?
I said they got your back.
Yeah, they got your back for the most part, but still you don't post everything. Yeah. And now that, my son has had all these behavior issues and it's been a struggle, but I believe a lot in like energy and stuff like that. And my son was 3 months early. He was in the NICU for the first 2 months of his life, poked and prodded. So I believe that that contributes.
Held. Yeah, it wasn't held.
Well, I was there. That was such a stressful
but the
time.
NICU, you can't get
but
in
you're
there.
Stimulated
and,
all the
skin
time.
To skin.
Oh, you do, right? Get kangaroo time.
Oh,
so
good,
I was in
good.
there because I was going to school full time, working full time, and still making sure to get to the hospital and hold him and stuff. But I feel like he just craves that stimulation, that stimulus. And
so he went to a court and got custody. Is that what happened?
Yeah. So he filed an ex parte. So like I said, I have the engineering degree. I have, as a teacher, I'm very useful, very talented. Like all these, I'm pretty, like, cool in my own opinion.
You're pretty cool, dude. Yeah.
But settle down.
But yeah, so I play music. I went down to Georgia for a music festival and put my son in a day camp, the Y. And, we're supposed to switch. He has February vacation, I have April vacation. But because of COVID, he went without seeing them for a while. And my son in particular was bumming. I'm like, listen, I'm going to be playing festivals and stuff. I'll offer up this time to your dad. And so, Ian and I came to an agreement, like, okay, you'll take the kids. I'm going to go down. I have a bus that I just finished renovating. Well, it's like almost done. We drove it down to Georgia. And while my son was in, his father's custody while they were at daycare, he got in trouble at the Y, and DCYF got involved. And the Y didn't reach out to me. The father, my ex, didn't reach out to me. I get a call from DCYF while I'm driving back from Georgia. Like, have you heard anything about, your son, blah? And I'm like, no. Like, and I already know he has aggression problems. That's why I, don't have a full-time day job right now, because my son getting expelled, suspended from day camps, schools, and all this stuff. And then, his father not providing
not providing and not being there.
Yeah, just not being there. Anything I would bring up would get turned on me, like, well, you just can't. And it's like, bro, he's being aggressive the way you're being aggressive to me. Like, obviously this is some kind of something. It's not crazy. So
you're not even in the States, so it's not even you can control that situation.
Exactly. And so then I get that call. I'm still not even back in New Hampshire. Like, the day that I get back to New Hampshire, I find out he filed an ex parte saying that I abused my son without any proof. There's none of that. Saying that I'm, let's see, what was it? That I'm giving my daughter drugs, my 13-year-old daughter drugs. The most recent one was that I brought drugs to school. And, his ex-girlfriend is in on it too. So I have an OnlyFans as part of being able to work a non-standard schedule and be there for my kids. When the kids aren't home, or when they're with their father, when they're at school or whatever, I have this time. I'm going to be home, and I was working on the bus and anything.
Just to clarify, an ex parte is
you can't read.
I can't read this. It's a judge requiring all parties to be present. So you weren't there, and that's how you lost.
No, I flew there. So I pick up my daughter from school. Right. So there's these accusations, but he's saying like, oh, she's going to music festivals and she's taking things away from our son. Mind you, my son's getting in trouble for bullying and having knives and choking
Right.
people, and I've been trying to work with my son, got him into the Big Brothers program. He has a, awesome big brother, big sister couple. They're great. Trying to get him into the community to see how people behave, other examples, not just his father. It's tough because he wants to be around his father, but his father's not an example of peace and coexisting,
Right.
and it's like
Co-parenting,
oh
clearly,
yeah,
as
there's
well.
none of that going on.
Right.
So you got the blame game going.
Yeah, and so my daughter, was upset because my son's aggressive to my daughter, and so Ian and I had agreed, like, okay, well, Zeke will spend a little more time with you so that Araya has some time away. We can try to tackle these issues inside, our homes, as a family, like as a unit. And we had just come to an agreement, like, okay, let's try something a little different. I've been saying, like, I'm at my wit's end. Now we've got aggression. My son, like, doesn't even acknowledge that I have any authority over him, which is
Right.
totally, there's no reason why he would think that, in my opinion, unless he's being told, like, your mom doesn't matter. He's telling me, like, it's none of your concerns, like. So he's getting all upset because he's getting toys taken from him. He's getting his privileges taken from him because he's getting suspended. He's being violent. He's causing all this stuff. He's lying. He's stealing. All these little issues, not little issues, but these things going on.
But there are repercussions for that. Absolutely.
There are repercussions for that. And so I'm, in this ex parte, it's like, she's taking all his stuff and it's like, bro, what are you doing? Like, what else should I do? He's in trouble. Why wouldn't I ground him? That doesn't make me a monster.
So would you say that you had sole custody at the time?
I had a primary, like.
So what they're doing is they're trying to, let's switch it up, basically.
Well, what they're trying to say, right. And then, my daughter, who's turning 14, while during my parenting time, but not in my custody, she got a hold of weed. She tried weed.
Okay.
She's turning into a teenager. She tried a vape.
Marijuana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She tried a vape. And she told the, my ex's girlfriend or whatever she is, and the ex goes behind the back and says, Faith's doing all this stuff. But her friends there, are doing it. Her cousins
Right.
that are the same age, they're turning into teenagers. I'm in no way condoling the act, but, like, can we be real? This has nothing to do with whose house she's in.
So they swapped it out then. They took them away from you.
Yeah, so
the court did this.
The court did that. They're saying, like, I'm trying to blow weed smoke in my son's face, and that since I have band practice in my basement.
You were considered guilty until proven innocent in this case.
Right, exactly. And so they're like, oh, you make them wear industrial headphones while you're playing music all night, and you go out to whatever. And it's like, bro, I work a couple days a week.
Right.
A couple days a month for a couple hours a day. I have
People
a
don't
3-hour
get
day.
artists. They just don't understand.
No, and so I'm
that.
trying. So like my professions, which right now are music and are predominantly music, and then secondary the website that I have, and then beyond that, like I pick up laboring help for other people or painting work or whatever.
So can we get into that? Because that
Yeah.
seems to be a focus of the media.
Right.
Now, I give you credit. You were out there protesting.
Yeah.
That takes some guts to do.
So that's how I met.
Did you ever,
all this.
you ever in your life think you'd be on television like this?
No, I mean, when the Black Lives Matter thing was happening, I was down in the park, doing that peaceful. I support no violence, which is sometimes really hard to hold on to,
Yeah.
but I hold on to that, no violence. But, I got my picture on some stuff for that type of stuff, and I'm pretty, my car has, I object on it about the female rights stuff. That's all in question.
Right.
And
Let's cut to the chase. You're a pretty girl,
yeah.
and you're it's good to put your picture in the paper or wherever
Yeah.
than someone
No,
else.
but she is tangible things.
Well,
and
I'm
I-
an easy target is where I'm at right now.
Exactly, but I want to bring that up
Yeah.
because I don't know if you're familiar with this Turtle Boy
Yeah.
business, which is
This idiot.
I personally never met him. I don't know his but yeah, he
Sounds like
doesn't
a boy to
him.
me.
No, so my beliefs are that my ex's girlfriend went to him. So I'm trying to figure out some legal stuff. He posted content from my OnlyFans without my consent, without my permission.
But she paid for it though.
So I don't know who paid for it or who's getting it.
So OnlyFans, just for the people out there, is
Yeah.
a website where how's that work?
So everyone can do different. You can have a free page. You can have a page you pay for. Me and my partner. He's
It's
the only other
income,
man.
right?
Yeah, it's income. Yep. And you can, my whole life I got shamed. Body shamed after I had my children by my ex, and just like shamed for anything, even any sort of like me just playing by myself, which is, whatever, people play by themselves.
Right,
Like,
yeah. And
so it was like people, and being my whole life being told, like, people
I
only
do.
want to talk to you. Yeah, if it's healthy. Like, how are we going to deny sex health is
Look,
health?
yeah, because it's in the public, but I feel like this guy is he profits of just
Turtle
being
boy?
yes. I've never met him again, but he
Yeah.
profits of like
Never heard of him
negative
before.
content. I've heard him a couple times, but
local?
he never says anything positive about you. That's what I know.
Yeah,
So,
which he has no reason. He
But,
doesn't know me, obviously.
I don't know if you know me and Michael. We get a lot of negative comments a lot. So bad publicity sometimes is good publicity. So don't ever forget that.
Yeah.
But
unless it's like wicked.
I
bad.
guarantee you're making more money than us on that. So
Well,
what we're doing.
it comes and goes, but I did get a few more followers after that stupid write-up.
There you
which
go.
was
So
like,
hopefully this will help get. I mean, look, it's cut to the chase. You're doing this because you need money, right?
I have a totally free schedule too. Like, I make my own
So
hours.
who's to say you should go cook chicken for a living?
Right, that's my it's work. It's
what he
like
does.
that. Yeah, I just don't think it's right. He's aggressive. He's like, well, all you do is play music in the streets and screw yourself all day. And it's like, even if that's true, who cares? I'm not
Right.
hurting anybody.
You're
Like,
not breaking any laws.
I'm not breaking any laws, and it's like
Willing participant.
willing participants. And your whole life, if you're told like people only talk to you because they want whatever, it's like it's finally like I'm starting to own that. Like, okay, well, if you think that of me, here, give me some money, and
Just go like this, be like,
yeah.
You could do that, but also another
clap
form of
back
art,
too.
right, Michael?
Right, another form of art.
have you considered that?
expression.
I have not. I don't know who to call to get that started.
It's just a.
Yeah.
I think
I'm
you just
married
sign up.
though.
Yeah.
It's not a.
Well, there's married couples on there.
I don't have. Oh, and my wife's an accountant.
There's
don't think-
accountants on there.
Yeah.
That's
I
what I'm
don't-
saying. It's so many walks of life.
I mean, I'll
and
try
There's no
it.
reason to hide in the shadows about this. People are having sex. Obviously, here we are. Somebody had sex to make us, and here we are.
That's it.
Like-
That's it.
Right. So that's really is the court judging you for this OnlyFans page?
So that's part of their attempt. They brought it up, and then they just brought it up to make me look bad. But I don't
Hmm.
have any shame for it. Like, a lot of people on my OnlyFans have like things that they're insecure about, and like, do you mind?
And the
whatever.
kids in their
not exposed
their
to it.
narratives, Zeke and what
Mariah.
Stop.
All right.
Don't. You can't read my notes.
are they kind of going to the other? Are they on? Are they not helping your cause with what they're saying?
Well, my daughter's upset. She just wants to come home. She's telling me, like, Daddy's a man. His voice matters and my voice matters. I don't know who to talk to. And if he needs help lying, he'll just ask Emily. And it's like, she's seeing this and she's coming to me
Right.
with it. She's upset. She's, the ex-girlfriend or girlfriend or whatever she is. She comes to my house. She stalks me this whole time. She's the worst. They're both the worst. They're perfect together. I don't know why they broke up. They should be back together and just be
Is she
miserable.
like probably less pretty than you?
As
Irrelevant.
well, when someone's
Jealous.
just such a terrible person, it doesn't matter what they look like.
Right. Yeah. I have
So
one
I
like
mean,
that.
she's
But no, really, she's trying to fill a void, and that. But again,
yeah,
it's,
and what it comes down to is
it's a biased opinion, which is
It's jealousy, though.
there is jealousy when it comes down to it, and maybe he's inconvenienced now because he's going to have 3 kids in 3 different schools, and he wants them all together. Maybe he's butthurt because he's paying child support.
It is hard. Yeah, I don't know why he would go this route.
But
and-
now that my son got suspended or expelled from the daycare he had him in there, so he's been bringing him to school to work with him, having his parents watch him. It's like, this is why I quit the job so that I could be
Right.
that person, and here I am.
And to go and protest for your rights to, like, I give you credit for
Yeah.
that.
This judge is just sitting on
You're
his heels.
showing them that you care, though.
Yeah.
A lot of people out there wouldn't. They'd be like, "Oh, that sucks, poor me."
Yeah.
You're like doing something about it. Now you're on television, and you're gonna. Do you see any progress being made towards your case? Like, is that the end game, to right that wrong, and also maybe get a couple more fans, right? Like, I mean, that
Really,
wouldn't hurt.
the end game is there was nothing wrong with the parenting plan the way that it was. It's just this guy has been looking for an opportunity to make me as evil as,
and you are not evil.
and I'm not evil.
down.
Write that down. Not evil. Yes. Like, anyone that knows me knows I would help, and I do help anyone that I can, and all I want is for people to be comfortable with themselves and happy in any way.
So that actually brings me up to. So you do go like a. It said you go to a lot of festivals.
Yeah.
Is that kind of like jam bands, almost like, I'm not gonna say hippies, but
Yeah, we'd love to hear you play, and then maybe we can get a
Yeah.
Heard of
but
what kind
it
of
sounds
music
like you're
doing.
you're not going to like hardcore metal festivals, stuff like that. It's all about
Well,
the piece.
either way.
You're doing a van and stuff. I don't feel the malicious intent in you, but
Well, lately I've been going to like that festival in Georgia was Sweetwater, and they had all kinds of bands. And my favorite one that was there was Oysterhead, which I don't know if you know who that is.
Yeah, of course.
They're
That's
so-
Trey and right?
yeah,
Trey
and-
and the.
Yeah, from Primus, Let's
Yeah,
Play
yeah.
Pool, and the guy from the Police.
Yeah, like Stuart Copeland.
That
right?
sounds probably
Yeah.
right. I don't know.
I
Yeah,
can't
Trey,
believe you just
Cope-
got her your
Dude,
audible
that's like my
bass
favorite
line,
band.
and she nailed that.
Yeah. Everyone
Yeah.
does that.
Yeah, it was really good. So yeah, it's mostly
Thanks.
like jam bands, and there's families there. They're like all about peace and love for the most part.
course.
Like, I mean, my favorite bands too. I like heavy stuff, but like those music fests, I do what's called poi. It's like a flow art thing. It's like a dancing thing, and so I've got like my flow friends that all spin fire or just like do these.
Yeah,
flow
you
things and-
seem chill. Like
Yeah, I like to do these things. My son is, my kids are around that stuff, and my friends that all like.
I
My
bet your kid isn't acting out at these things.
No, well,
because
I
it's
travel
so
with them.
Tranquil. And
I
like-
travel them all over the country. Like I've taken to Yellowstone, Yosemite. We've been to the Grand Canyon, all these places, and they're doing.
I
such
bet when
great
he
things.
grows up, he's gonna be part of that scene because really, the YMCA. Yeah, talk about like closing in your walls. Like let's
Yeah.
get out there and wave a flower
Yeah.
around and do stuff.
And he's
like
a good.
that.
I mean, my son is like night and day. He's got his good and he's got his bad, and he like skateboard, and that's what kills me too. Is his father
Kyle's just like that
loves
too.
skateboarding. Like, has a skateboarding thing, has a print shop, and his printing company prints pictures of mushrooms like psilocybin project, all that stuff. His emblem is the bicycle day, which is like the acid thing.
Yeah, and I'm so sick of people judging people.
Well, he's trying to make a big thing about me using weed. I admitted to using weed, smoking marijuana recreational in states where it's legal. Maine, Massachusetts, Vermont,
Right.
every state but the one we live
Right,
in.
right.
And so that's being used against me. But like everyone
I've tried
in
it.
his family has tried it. His cousin, his brother openly does it. He's making a
Did
thing.
that hurt you by admitting you tried marijuana in states
That I use
are
marijuana
legal?
in states that are legal? Apparently. That's part of why I'm protesting. This judge didn't have any proof of me abusing my son or any of the stuff that was alleged, me smoking weed with my daughter or anything like that,
This
which I
judge-
haven't.
But what isn't that? That's the same as taking a prescription drug. That's legal.
And
in some
this
states.
judge says that marijuana shouldn't even be discussed in the presence of children.
Who's this judge? Do you know?
Judge Curran.
Judge Curran. Don't be judgy, Judge.
And even DCYF said if it's not in the reach of the children, that's what they're concerned about for like a New Hampshire DCYF lady. And I said, it's not even in the house, so don't
It's
even
not
fucking
your
worry.
job to pass your opinions on what's legally binding and like let's split it down the middle like a ref, not
Yeah.
a bias ref.
That's
So
what's
it's
happening.
not in your kid's wingspan. You're fine.
Yeah, right.
And what's your kid's wingspan?
4 feet, maybe.
Right, just making sure. Okay. No, but it's. I mean, kids can grab anything. Like, you grab a bottle of bleach or something under the sink or something. It's tough. It's tough. But
We're going to act like this isn't a thing that they're going to be exposed to. They're becoming my son's turning 11. My daughter's turning 14. Like, I'm happy. Like, my daughter's a good kid. He's making it out like she's some, like, drug-using,
no,
like...
and yeah, there's gonna be some propaganda. But it's like when
grow up.
they
It's
back in the day,
Right.
cigarettes were good for you. It's just things changed over
Yeah.
time.
Cigarettes
and,
are good for you.
Stop. What are you looking up?
So she got caught, having weed at his house. He's trying to blame it on me. I'm, giving it to her. That's how she's getting it. So he grounds her from her phone and stuff. All the screen communication, which he was overly trying to keep me from communicating with them anyways.
So how long are you at the courthouse protesting?
I was there for 4 days. And then
Straight?
no, just while they were open.
Okay.
And they were some of the guards were the officers were pretty nice. They would like bring me water because I wasn't doing anything wrong. I was just sitting there.
No, that's your legal right. That's
Right.
fair.
And how did you come across our mentor, John Hopwood?
So I'm sitting there. So like my whole reason behind protesting is I feel like I've done everything I can, and it was like a desperate cry, like somebody please see me and just tell me what more I
Not
can do.
from the website, though.
No, not from the website. No, some lady walked by me, and she's like, "Oh my God, like, can I take your picture and send it to my friend? She's all about this, and she did this stuff, and she'd be a good resource for you." I'm like, "Yeah, sure, go ahead." So then her friend tells about another friend, and then all of a sudden I've got like 5-6 people
That's
like
how
we're
it is.
going
That's
through this
what
stuff.
you want. Like, you didn't go out there intending to not make a splash.
Right,
Your back's against the wall.
right. Yeah.
Dude, now you got.
Like, here I am presenting facts. My daughter's saying, you know, her father's listening in on our therapy sessions. She's allowed to walk around all over Nashua without her phone because she's grounded, but they let her go at the Boys and Girls Club. And it's like, how can she contact anybody?
I think that's more dangerous without a phone.
Exactly. And I brought that up to the judge, and the judge said nothing. You know, it's like, oh, we'll push it out.
I don't know the judge, but yeah, maybe in different times, phones were maybe you're calling somebody you shouldn't be. But again, if you're just loose in whatever town
She's
you're
a teenager. He's more like, she doesn't know. She's not from Nashua. We live in Manchester. You know, like.
Beautiful city, Manchester. Yeah.
So, I checked out your website, and is it something that you're trying to grow?
No.
You just did it for like you're just doing it as passive income while you're doing. It's just one of your art forms.
It's just one of my art forms. Like,
Right.
you know, it's nice. You know, I like drawing. When I do painting, I like drawing erotic
Right.
paintings. I like it's cool
Right.
having a body. You know, it's like I don't.
People just don't.
Having a
get-
body is cool. I
Having
don't
a
know
body.
if I didn't have a body, I don't know what I would do. Predominantly, what kind of like? I'm sorry, Michael. I'm
No, sorry,
showing
body
your
type.
question,
No,
but
body type, yeah.
John, I'm gonna write on your face now. What kind of like art utensils do you use? Is it paint? Is it acrylics? Is it?
I like
crayons?
watercolor and I like
Watercolors.
acrylics. I like. I'll like do macrame stuff and wire wrapping and stones. I didn't make
Oh,
this
yeah,
one.
that's cool.
I didn't make this. I thought I was wearing a different necklace.
That's right. Still good vibes.
Like, absolutely anything I can get my hands on is fun to make crafts out of. Like, I'll make these cute little block buddies out of like felt, and I like going savers and finding
Cool.
stuff or free stuff.
You want
I'm
to talk about
making.
savers for a minute?
we love savers. as well.
Savers.
These
Savers.
shorts are from savers.
Yeah, we're all savers all the time. Beautiful store.
Yeah.
I'd like to shift gear real quick. His art form is rock paper scissors.
Oh, nice.
So I'd like to know if you would like to have a match real quick in rock paper scissors and right.
Just a one?
Yep, just the one.
Just
And I'll
put
go
2 or
1,
3.
2, 3,
Okay.
and then you shoot. 1, 2.
Hold
three.
on. You can't.
Oh, you go rock paper.
You just threw this. All right, short. Just real quick. Let's
Give me
go
a
on
he's
and take.
never
All right,
lost.
ready?
Okay.
Rock paper scissors shoot. Rock paper scissors shoot. He's really good. It's not your fault. He's just he's cued in. He's
Yeah.
really good at
I wasn't
knowing when
prepared for that.
someone's
I'm
gonna
sorry
throw
about
it.
that. I didn't want to do that to you.
But
So-
no. So, Faith, it seems to be the court is really behind on the subject of sexuality and sexism, and the narrative is that they're just not with 2022 standards. Would you care to elaborate on that?
Yeah, sure. I mean, all that stuff that happened in the Supreme Court is like huge when it comes to sex standards, you know, and having a daughter, it's sad thinking about like, you know, she could take a bath in the tub naked and it's like, you know, she's not a sex object. She's just a little kid happy in the tub and, you know, she can be a toddler and now all of a sudden my daughter's looking like a woman and now she's a sex object. And that feels disgusting to me. Like my daughter should be able to,
Yeah.
you know, feel what it feels like to be in a river and have the water touch your skin.
Without
or, you know,
without weirdos.
without weirdos creeping on you. You know, you guys can take your shirt off when it's hot because it's hot. You know, you just don't want to have weird, like,
Do it all the
sweat
time,
or whatever.
yeah.
Right. And no one thinks a thing. No one's like, oh, man, like, are you trying to, like, get raped or something? People say such weird things to girl, like, oh, you're just asking for it. And it's like, no, I'm not. I have a body.
Nobody's asking for it.
No
You
one
would
is
audibly.
asking for
Yeah.
it.
Did you audibly say it? No, of course you didn't.
Right. And I'm
Nobody's
not asking to have, you know,
Grow
my
up,
content shared without my permission. Like, just because I make content doesn't mean I'm always a sex worker. You know, like I'm a sex worker when I'm on that website.
But you're
most
also
of the
a mother
time,
and
I'm a
you're a-
mother.
yeah.
Right. And I'm a builder. And I'm a helper.
painter.
A
And like you-
painter, right.
so many
So
other
no
things.
one's sharing your painting.
I wish they would share my paintings
Like,
more,
they're
but
not-
they are sharing.
But obviously, what you're being wronged here.
Right.
And so are you saying that somebody took your content that you create on OnlyFans
Yeah.
and put it out there?
Yeah, that Turtle Boy guy.
Turtle Boy took your OnlyFans pictures
Yeah.
and put them out there, and he had no permission to
No
do that.
permission, no
and that's
consent.
a violation.
And now my daughter, you know, my daughter's the one that told me about the website.
So this
Oh,
is
I
a
see.
secret. Like this is like not you're not out there publicizing it.
No, it's a private site.
He blew you up then. He blew up your spot. then.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, it's not a secret that I have it either. You know, it's in my,
Right,
if
but-
you go to my bio, there's a link tree and you click
Yeah.
the link and stuff. But, like, it's not in a negative, like, look at this degenerate smoking weed with a 13-year-old. Like, all she does is get naked. It's like,
I
actually.
believe that was verbatim what he said.
Yeah, I'm like, actually, I used to work 40 hours a week, and then I used to work even more when I was a teacher, and I had a degree, and I did it all by myself, and I own a home, and I've done all these things. Where's all the discussion of that? Oh, and then, by the way, I had to leave all that because I can't keep a day job when I keep leaving because my son's in trouble.
Right.
Right.
And I have to be it because his
With no
father
help.
won't help.
Yeah.
And then all I do is just get ridiculed and be treated like a jerk, like, because I'm asking for help. It's like I'm finally in control of my stuff. My main thing is music. Like, I just had
Of
to get new
course.
band members and stuff, and that's what I want to focus on. And, like, people have fantasies. Like, when someone, you see a good-looking couple, and you're like, oh, man, I bet they have a lot of fun. Yeah, I know. You guys probably have a thing.
We challenge anybody to the newlywed game. And,
That's true.
how can we help you?
I mean, this is helpful.
We have
Really,
a lot of pull in this.
I feel a little lost with that Turtle Boy thing. I can't believe that someone can share those images and then, like, my lawyer's like talking about trying to figure out
You gotta go
if
after
it's illegal, because I want to know where he got those images. I want to know if it's coming from my ex's girlfriend and if she's, because they're just trying to throw me under.
Yeah, that's a
everything.
whole different law
So
by
if
itself.
someone
It's revenge. I won't use the word. I don't
someone
know what to say.
subscribes to your
porn or
page,
something.
do they have access to the images,
Yeah.
and then they can just screenshot it clearly?
Yeah, but my page says, like, you don't have permission to use my stuff without
right,
my
but they did
consent,
it,
but
and
they
then they
did
give
it.
it to Turtle Boy.
Yeah.
And yeah, he doesn't like you, so that's a bad look for you. And some people aren't gonna like you.
Yeah,
Well,
and that's
people
okay.
like us.
Have you ever heard of this
But if
Turtle
people
Boy?
don't
I have.
like me because of lies,
But that's his
That's
gimmick.
okay.
It's just like he doesn't like anyone. He's gonna belittle everyone
Yeah.
he can. So as
Yeah.
long as you're paying the bills, taking care of the kids, keep
Right.
trucking, doing
what
the right
he's
thing.
doing is
Well, that's
no
it's
better.
clickbait, dude. That's all it is.
yeah, he's just
It's-
got
he-
nothing
and
better
he-
to do. He
yeah,
must
he-
have a boring life.
In a
like-
bad body.
it's
And
crazy.
a
He's pretty cut.
Is he?
No, I have no idea.
Are you Turtle Boy?
I know, this whole time. Takes the mask off. Oh.
there should be, because
That's
again,
funny.
times are changing. So like, don't be ashamed. Like maybe it's weird if your kids hear about it in school. And
That's
stuff,
what I don't
but-
like about my daughter being able to see. If she was to see it, she doesn't need to see the stuff I'm doing with my boyfriend. That's why you pay for it. You
Right.
know, she doesn't
It should
see
be
it.
VIP
otherwise.
access. That's
And there's no like overtly sexual things happening in their like the weirdest thing. My daughter is more about it. It makes me uncomfortable. She blushes. I blush because of the some of
Dude,
the stuff she
13-year-olds
says
now say the darndest
Oh
thing.
my god, and my son too. I'm like, oh my god, can we not talk about this, please?
I'm starting to get a conscience here, and I really do want to help you out. So I think your best platform would be down at the Matt Connerton show.
Yeah.
We
Absolutely.
want you to play a song though. We would love to hear that.
Oh, yeah.
Would you be willing to?
Yeah, totally. It's gonna take
For
me a
our
second,
for our
Yeah,
special.
tune it up.
Yeah,
dude.
totally.
Yeah.
I just gotta tune my
definitely.
guitar.
All right, so me and Mike will hang out for a
He
moment.
just has a better audience, but we have a great following too.
It's a mediocre
But he's
following at
live.
best, but
Actually, my bassist has been on the Matt Connerton show. I was like, I think he's been on the show there.
Did you go to Central?
No, for like 2 weeks. I went to Nashville.
That's right.
everyone went to Central for 2 weeks. It's bananas.
I went for 4 years.
Me too.
Yeah, I was like moving a lot when
Were you
I was.
born at the Elliott?
No, I was born in Nashville.
What is it about she's from Nashville?
We have an Elliott club. I don't-
Or as they say up north, Nashville.
Up north.
Do you need any background track? Or are you gonna go solo?
Don't.
solo? Alright.
Oh. And what key is this in?
I couldn't tell you.
Okay,
Fair
yeah.
enough.
I like your bird tattoo. That's cool.
Thank you.
Well, you're welcome to come back too.
Yeah, I think we nailed it today.
You should do our
Try to-
podcast.
Yes, about anything you want to talk about. You don't have to talk about anything.
Okay,
As an
cool.
artist to artist with Gonzo.
Yeah.
You bring your stuff about your paintings and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
We can actually put them up.
Oh,
on-
fun.
I could do you one better. I can give you a Jersey barrier to paint on Elm Street if you would like.
Oh, geez.
Oh, wow, that'd be cool.
I have that access.
That'd be fun. What should I just like?
You should do our podcast.
If you want to sit, stand, whatever you want to
I
do.
probably should just stand. I mean, I could sit. I guess I could sit.
You probably to get the
Yeah,
shot.
that's a perfect shot right there.
There. Oh,
That's a perfect
You
shot.
didn't know that? That's funny.
It was this one I looked a second ago.
Take it away, kid.
All right, I'm gonna give you a little background on this song real quick, because this song is pretty much about what we're talking about. So my ex put up a picket fence, and I remember thinking about all the times him and I were talking about we were gonna travel, we were gonna build an earth-rammed home, we were gonna do all these things. And then he grew up, and then he lost sight of all the things. And then you realize, like, so many people are living lives that they don't even like, and then they try to force you into do the things they don't want to do either, just so they're not alone and they're suffering. And you're like, I don't want to do any of that. So, all right, this song's called Jungle Law. Well, I'm unsure of little things like beating around a burning bush, and they tell me I'm wicked and I'll never be enough. So I don't do no dances for men with picket fences. Can't tell I'm grinning while I'm showing you my teeth, and I'm hard up forgiving about what you think of me, and I'm living for the day when there's just the one without you in it. Oh, just the one without you in it. Well, sinners hiding me all along, ain't doing right if nothing's wrong, and I ain't no living house pet, I don't sit pretty. Moderation's such a bore, I'm begging you for one hit more. Your disappointment gets me high, way you keep me pacified. Well, I don't do no dances, the man with picket fences. Can't tell I'm grinning while I'm showing you my teeth, and I'm hard up forgiving much about what you think of me, and I'm living for the day when there's just the one without you in it. Ooh, just the one without you in it. Corporate marauders, class crazed, dollar sign, but where is your honor? Look at me, did I stutter? Well, I go by jungle law and I don't play civil. Isn't this my skin to bear? I didn't ask for your trouble. You throw stones in my direction, broken glass, your good intention. Could you spare a bit of hope? One less day, hold down your throat. I got qualms with all your rules and all your little puppet games. Well, I won't do no harm, but it won't do no good, and I don't do no dances. The man with picket fences. Can't tell I'm grinning while I'm showing you my teeth, and I'm hard up forgiving much about what you think of me, and I'm living for the day when there's just the one without you in it. Ooh, just the one without you in it.
I love that outro.
Me too.
And it's got like a,
That was electric.
it's got like an exclamation point.
Yeah, that's something I said to my ex in an argument. And you know, you don't want to wish harm on your children's family, and they're doing such harm to you. And you don't wish ill on them. You don't want your children to know about what it's like to lose a parent or what it's like to any of that. And so the only thing you can do is just wish to outlive them by one day, so that you have that one day where you're like, ha!
I win.
You don't exist right now.
That was fantastic.
And art is so key to take out your, because I get angry. Everyone gets angry. We're people.
Yeah.
Just to take a couple spray cans and just go and get out of there.
Yeah.
And then come back normal.
Yeah, it's like
again.
me with a couple chicken tenders. Just get
Yeah.
weird with it, you know?
You just fry the
Yeah.
hell out
Yeah,
of
you
those
just write a
things.
song, or you paint something, you know,
Right.
that just, or you just make a mess with paint. You paint abstract. You just feels good to throw paint and just
Yeah.
like whatever.
I'm proud of you, and I'm thinking that things are gonna work out for you.
I hope so.
You know, if you know, we'd love an update. We'll do our, you know, this will be part of the special, and you know, we'll keep an eye on you for sure.
Cool.
Not like in a
And
cool
we're in
way,
your
though.
corner. We're in your corner. Yeah,
If
yeah,
you like
yeah.
that song, it's on Spotify. It's called Jungle Law. Faith
Right.
and Band.
Yeah, use your ears, people.
So I'm sorry, it's Faith and Band.
The Faith and Band, yeah.
There's no other alternative. Actually, we locked eyes for a minute. We did hold each other. You were locked in, but
You smell good too.
yeah, it's
No, Old Spice.
It's Old Spice.
So
Yes.
just
Yeah,
so
but-
my
knew
name
it.
and my band also has meaning too, because I don't want to ever come across as conceited. My name was a gift to me. My mother's best friend's name was Faith Ann Holmes, and she was murdered when she was 18. So she never got the chance to live out this name and like give it a cool meaning. So that's why I kept the band the Faith Ann Band, because it's like it's my name, but it's more like a chance for her and everyone that lost their voice too soon or feels they don't have a voice. And that's pretty much, I live pretty openly. That's why I'm such an easy target. I got nothing to hide. I'm ashamed of nothing, and people should feel the same. And I just want to be that like person that's like, well, Faith can do this, like I can do this.
You're on that kick
no,
right
they
now.
can't, Faith.
Yeah.
They can't do that. I can't do that.
You're on that kick
You
right
can't.
now. Right now, it seems
But no,
like
you-
that's your attitude going forward. Like you're like
You roll with the punches, dude.
Yeah.
You're like taking a stance now. You're like, I'm done the crap. Like,
Yeah.
let's, like good, go get them. Have you ever played on the radio before?
Yeah, I actually played on. Oh my God, I went
Don't
to
you say a
space.
different station
Rob
than this.
Acevedo?
No. Yes, Rob Acevedo.
I
Okay,
knew
all
it!
right,
Yes,
all right, all right,
yes.
all right. Then we're cool.
Yeah,
We're cool.
yeah.
So
I love
handsome.
Rob. Rob's great.
Yeah,
so
he's
handsome.
good people. He's funny. He's had me on the radio.
I do a
in
decent
college.
impression, but I'm not as muscular.
Yeah, he's a good dude, and I have good people in my circle. Like for how much, I can't even crap on Turtle Boy really that much, because I'm pretty sure he's getting what he's getting from that girl that I told you I don't like, the ex's girlfriend thing. But like, aside from those two people that are really evil in my life right now, I've got really good people in my life.
Yeah.
Incredibly talented, incredibly kind and caring and smart.
Well, that's the thing. You don't need the negative people in your life.
Right.
You can just cut them right out.
And Turtle Boy, don't you realize what you're doing for her? You're just lifting her up.
You're not even a turtle man.
Bro, like, grow up, Turtle Boy.
I can't wait if he
Turtle
digs
man.
research on me.
All right.
You really had to get
I was
that out?
tempted to, but I wasn't going to interrupt your song. Sometimes I'll just kick a little bit of that once in a while, But Kyle gave me the hard no,
No.
and I would not disrespect you during your song like that. Well, I love it. I love your message, and we do a podcast. We're gonna keep the message going out for you.
Cool.
We'd love to have you on sometime. That'd be
Cool.
cool. We got 400 views on it. That's a lot. And yeah.
I just one more. So, I don't want to bring the ex in, but if he came in, could you out battle? Does he play an instrument? Could you like
No.
out? Oh, so you
I
just.
mean, if we played
okay.
skate, he would kick my butt in skate.
Okay, all right. So no skate.
Or
Like a
It's like
skateboarding
horse
game. It's
with
like horse,
skateboards.
yeah.
So, it seems like we got wind of you from Gracie Gatto, who is an advocate for trying to fix the courts. Do you feel like there's anybody in your corner, like specifically in communication with you? Is there anybody helping you? Is there someone? Do you have someone fighting the fight for you at all?
Well, I'm so happy I met Grace and, Robin and Dana and all them. They seem to be like my biggest allies right now. It sucks not, these court systems aren't designed for you to know what you're doing or to be able to navigate through what you're doing. And, I'm paying this lawyer who, doesn't even necessarily know everything, obviously. Like, no one can know everything, but it's like you're taking a gamble with whatever lawyer you choose, just hoping that they'll do the things right. And then, you're going through the system and you're realizing, like, oh, well, this should have been done, and how come no one said that should have been done, and how come that? So that's part of the problem and why I was happy to come on here, is I don't really feel like I have a super lot of support. My expertise lies with physics and math, and I like to say I'm an expert on music, but I like singing. I could play music to sing, but no, I know and I don't think there's that great of a support or people fighting for you. DCYF certainly isn't on your team. These lawyers aren't on your team. The judge isn't on your team.
That's unfortunate because
And everyone that wants to help, they don't have any pull. It's like.
Oh, you came to the right show, kid.
right.
Don't worry about that.
You do know his last name's Clayton, so he's one of those. He has pull.
It's irrelevant to her. That's fine.
Sorry.
Okay, I'll do it. What do you want?
So, honestly, what I just want is for me and my children's father to be able to raise our children into adulthood. I want my daughter to feel no shame for her body. I want her to feel empowered. I don't want her to ever feel like a man's voice matters more than hers. And I want my son to learn kindness and compassion for all genders. And I want his father to put his differences aside with me and work together. I still don't want any harm. I just want peace for my family. And I want the courts and I want the system out of my family, because my family doesn't matter to them, or they would be acting timely. And I just want to feel supported, and I want my family to thrive and not have these traumas or learn the lessons this way is what I really want. And I want to be like famous enough to help other people and make all the money to help them too.
Right, you want to be that person that you need right now.
Yeah.
I think
To
I
put it
think
that
you're on the
way,
right
yeah.
track. You're on
Yeah.
the right track.
So step up. I know whoever's out there watching, just step up, bro. Like, Stefan, like, step up. Step up.
Step up. But that was a great.
Help her, dude. She's out here.
I mean, she doesn't need help. She just needs someone to just cooperate.
someone
Just cooperate.
pay
you're,
for
you're
her
doing great on
fees
your own
and
right
Yeah,
now.
that
kid.
too. I made a post. If you need some labor work or some cool art, or for me to come play your private gig,
Yeah.
hire me. 'Cause I need money to
Any
pay for
other
these lawyer fees.
sites you want to plug or anything?
The faithandband.com is the main one I want to plug.
Okay.
Or my With Love from Faith art stuff is my other one.
Turtleboy.com.
Fantastic.
No,
is that what
screw
it
that
is?
guy.
Well, you're always welcome here, and
Thank you.
we'll keep it rolling.
Okay.
Yeah.
Get you on the radio, play a song for the people out there, and
Cool.
you know, phew, that last part almost got me going.
Yeah, I
too.
almost started crying.
Yeah.
Well, I was crying.
Oh, you were crying.
Yeah.
I almost
No,
started.
no, it's just being serious. But if
I'll
Turtle
let
Boy
me
comes
try.
to us, will you have our back?
Yes.
Okay,
of
cool.
course.
All right. We're forming our own army.
I'm a passerby, pay me never mind. Keep on walking away, counting minutes by